Hello everyone, this is Christian Interactive, and in this video we'll finally have the ability to update our deposits. So we can change the amounts of the deposits, of course we can change the dates, and also we'll be able to change which account it applies to. So if we save that, we should now see changes made in account 2, which had no deposits to begin with, and we have our one deposit that we just changed. So that's what we're going to take care of in this video. Alright, as usual, before we get started here, I want to say thank you for watching the video and for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, I hope that you'll please consider subscribing to the channel. With that said, let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure I'm focused on the right thing, and then we're going to add in some constants so that we can update and add deposits. So let's just copy them in. There's no use typing them in. So we're going to add an account deposit, and we want to be able to also update an account deposits right there. And if we're going to have actions for them to be able to do anything, we're going to need mutations. So we'll add account deposit. Whoopsie. Account deposit, and we also want this mutation. So mutation, what is this? Update account deposits. We'll put it right there. Okay, let's save that. So now we have our constants in place. Let's turn to our account types here. What we need to do in here is to define payloads. So we have an add account, so export type payload, add account deposit, and that is an account deposit model, and we need an export payload update account deposits, also an account deposit model. All right. So we're in principle ready to do updating the module so that when we say to add, it actually does the mutation. But before we do that, we're going to update a function. So we have a functions inside of the store, which is where we have functions for adding to our store, find all, find by ID and such. We also have this sort here, and we're going to update our sorting. First thing that I'm going to do is create interface, I sort options, because I want to say in which order do we sort. So we'll have a Boolean value there. So we'll come down to our add right here, add function. We're going to update it so not only for dealing with so our function takes the item and turns it into a string. Right now, I'm going to update this to be not only a string, could be a number as well. And then we're going to have our options, which are optional and of type I sort options. Let's go ahead and save that. So moves it so we can see things. And so what we're going to do then is to update sort, because right now it's coming in as a string, so it's the same thing. It can be a number, and then we'll have the same options, sort options, so that we can come up to add now, and we can just pass in options. So now everything happens down here in sort. So first off, we're going to sort of break this up into two things here. So we'll have a function which is sort ascending, and we'll have a string or number, and B string or number. And we'll just copy this in. So if we're doing ascending, if A is less than B, -1, greater than. Great. So that's a sorting ascending. We have a similar one, just in the reverse for sort descending. And now, more interesting, we do it in here. So let's just get rid of all of this. And so now we have a const func A. I guess it's the result of function A, but whatever. Func B. All right. So now we'll say if type of the result of function A, if that's string, and func. I guess I was saying that they both should be of the same type. Seems a reasonable requirement. So type of func B, if those are equal to strings, then we will have, I guess we need the values. So let value A string or number, and let's value B string or number. So then value A, we're back to doing func A dot to uppercase, and value B func B dot to uppercase. All right, and then we'll say else if, and I have in here a type of func A is equal to number. I guess we'll need a parentheses here. Number and type of func B equal to number, or, and type of func A big int, type of func B. All right. Reformat stuff there. Okay. So then value A is just equal to func A, spell it right, and value B, func B, and else. So if they're not matching, or let's just say we'll throw an error, the result of calling private must be to convert items into string or numbers. Well, I guess strings or numbers. Good enough. Okay, so now what we want is if type of options equals undefined, or type of options dot descending equals undefined, or options dot descending equals false, then we just return sort ascending, value A, value B. Else return sort descending, value A, value B. All right, so now we've adjusted our sorting functions so that we can handle ascending or descending. So we're good there. Now it's on to the count module itself to do some work here. All right, so we need the action to add an account deposit. We need the action to update it. We also need the mutation, add account deposit, mutation update account deposit. The reason we did all that work on the sorting is because we're going to need to do some sorting. So let's go ahead and bring in our sort function. And we're also going to need some payloads. So here, payload, add account. Oops. Save that and payload update. All right, so I think we have imported everything that we need. Let's come down here, create our actions. So action, add account deposit. We need this. Commit, payload, and that is payload, add account deposit. And from here, we just do commit, which one, and the payload. Perfect. And our comma. It'll format here in a second. Instead of typing that one again, or the other one again. So we have the update account, update payload, and we're calling the update. Save that, formatting. So now the mutations that do the actual work. And, oops, and here I am, thought I imported everything. So we're about to deal with a date. So just as we did in the previous one, we're going to import moment. So back down to our mutations. Where are you at? Mutations. Perfect. So we have a mutation, which is add the account deposit, store state, payload, add account deposit. This one's the easy one. We just do state or add. Then we have our store state. Which one? State account deposits. Pass in our payload. Pass in our function. Deals with our sorting. So moment. What we're going to do is take the date and then get the value of. So now we have that, and we're also going to say that we want descending to be true. So now when we add in an account, we'll have it added and sorted at the same time. So now we're just left with doing mutation update account deposit. Payload update account deposit. All right, so let's get the state that we're dealing with, which is the store state and deposits. Let's get our deposit. Oops, deposits, which is find by ID, looking in the state, and the ID from our payload. Well, let's just do it. Let's do, so that could be undefined. So we have our store action validator, begin, while, what do we do? Updating. While updating, sure. So if deposits is undefined, and put our message in here, deposits and payload ID and state.index. So now that'll throw if it's undefined, which means we'll put our exclamation point up there. So we can say deposit dot account ID, payload dot account ID, amount, payload dot amount, and deposit dot date, payload dot date. And now state.items, sort, state.items, same sorting function here, which is moment x.date value of, and we still want descending to be true. Of course, I'm including this account ID so that when we're done here, we'll be able to transfer a deposit from one account to another. Maybe we just made a mistake and added to the one incorrectly, but for now, or I guess for this video, the account module part is done. And so now let's sort of implement all of these in our view. So accounts deposit view function here, and we need some actions. Action, add account deposits. We need our action, update account deposits, and similarly payloads. So add account deposits and payload update. I think we've got them all. So let's define the actual actions themselves. Action, action. Where are you at? Add account deposits. Read only. Add deposits. It's an action function which takes a payload of adding. Perfect. And we need the other one. Update and private. Private, read only, update deposit, and action function, payload is update this time. All right, so now we're off and running. We can take care of our save here. What we need is a const. We need to create a deposit. Deposit, new account deposit model. Oops. Inside of here, we need an account ID. So this dot account ID. We need the amount. Come on. This dot amount. Date. Moment. Y. Date to date, and last we need ID. This dot ID. Let it put it in there, and now we do a switch. Switching on this dot ID. So if it's 0, of course we're gonna have a problem if you type in something other than that, or like -1 or something. Pass in the deposits, and we're done. The default is this dot update deposit, pass in our deposit, and again, we are done. Let's save that, just for good measure, doing a little bit of refreshing here. So let's change that, 23,000, and we'll update the date to the 5th. So we should, hopefully, deposits the 5th, 23,000. Great. I tested that before I did this, of course. I did not test adding. Let's add 15,000, today's date. Deposit 15,000 and interesting. So I need to adjust that. I'll figure out what the problem is, but we know that in principle everything is working. So it's a matter of getting the right date to pop up there. That'll work. And okay, so the next thing up is that, like I said, I want to be able to transfer a deposit. So if we're on a deposit, I want to be able to transfer that thing. Let's say this one, $375. Okay, so we want to transfer that deposit from one account to another. And for that, we're pretty good. All we need to do is come up and import, let's see, let's get all of the accounts. So let's specify a getter for getting all of them at getter accounts, private, read only. Oh no, I just called it accounts. Accounts, because it's going to return the accounts themselves. Account model. Oops, apparently I needed to import the account model. Did I not do that before? Apparently not. So let's put it. Oh, I was supposed to. It's in the notes. So we have our account model. It's going to give us, this will give us an account model array. We're going to need a private account name. So we can display the name. And I'm going to want to display the controls for transferring conditionally. So let's put in a boolean here. So transfer equals false to start with. So when we load our deposit, what we'll do is say this dot account name is deposit dot account dot name, and let's create us a little function that will allow us to toggle whether we're transferring or not. Private toggle transfer, and that's this dot transfer, not this dot transfer. Perfect. So I think the TypeScript side of things is done. Let's do some changes up here. So we have our template here. We have our form inputs. We're going to be inside of here. So we'll put an H1 in here for a deposit. And we'll put a label. And two things inside of that label. Let's put a span. It says account. And I want a small. We'll put a link anchor in there. On click. Prevent. Oops. Prevent. Toggle transfer. I'm going to put an href empty on there just to get the cursor href empty. Span, where are we at? So we have that. So let's do span. So v if we're not transferring, let's show transfer. Span v dash if we are transferring. Let's just say cancel. Save that just to see where we are. Good, except let's put a, never even know that that's there, but put a space there to space them out so it goes back and forth, so that's good. It's on the same level as our label there. We're going to put a div, transfer inputs. We'll do some styling in a minute. Transfer from, so we're going to go from, and inside of here, we'll say label. I'm also going to do a vif on this one. So if transfer again, we'll show a label. It says from div. I've already added some styling that makes a div with this class of input look like an input, disabled input. So let's put the account name there. We can save that just to see what it looks like. So right now, always we're seeing the input, which has the current account name. If we hit transfer, we'll throw in the label saying we're moving from, and div dot transfer to, and inside of there we'll have a label. Why am I keep putting these parentheses? This one, we always want it to be v-if We only show this stuff if we're actually transferring. And then so we want to select. Inside of that select, we have a model, vModel, which is the account ID. And our options. Option. Let's do V-4. Account and accounts. Spell it right, it'll work. V-bind, since we have the 4, let's bind the key, account.id, and V-bind value, which is the account ID itself. Let's format this a little better and display the name. Save that. So if I hit transfer, so I have the 2 here. So if we transfer that over to 2 and hit save, if we come back out to account 2, go to deposits, we have our deposit that we just transferred. So that's all working correctly. So let's do some tiny bit of styling here. So we have our transfer inputs, and inside of there we'll say display flex. Let's look at all of the children there, immediate children, flex 1, and inside of there we have a transfer from. So let's do a margin right for that one. And we have a transfer to margin left of the same amount. Save that. And now we have our format or the styling done the way that we want. If we hit cancel, we just have that. Count from to, maybe we should say transfer, I don't know. That's okay. Let's do that. Save it. Go back, of course. We should hope for it to be there. There it is, $375. Perfect. So I think that takes care of everything that we're going to do today. So what we've done here is it made it so that we can, update the various properties within a deposit, which includes the amount and the date, and of course we can transfer a deposit from one account to another. We'll have to, I guess we'll probably start doing the same things or working on dealing with the securities themselves. We need the details page and then the same being able to update them. But we'll just have to wait and see till the next video. Until then, I will talk to you later. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.